what does our master vision see? And is there anything that our master vision sees that is painful, that asks for compassion? When I look at the world, I do see a lot of pain. I do see a lot of separation. I do. And it pains me. And the place that it pains me is where I harbor it and enliven it within myself. So, can I look at the world from the space of master presence, and what do I see? What do I see when I look at my life? I do see the pain, but I also see perfection. I do see it. Okay. Whee! Looks like something wants to speak through about the nature of perfection. Oh man. Talk about the small self stepping off the plate. Like I'm just talking about it. It's like, yep, that's what we're going to do here. Move on over, Christine. Let's see what wants to come through. And so if there's anything else before I move into this, yeah, compassion for seeing the self living a life of requirements, right? Oh my goodness. Yes, I get that. So much compassion. That's a load, isn't it? Such a load to carry. I realize, you guys, I've been keeping vigilance. I've been stepping up to this plate a lot humanly. And April says, I see so much love. Me too. Yeah. So what are we seeing? We're seeing compassion and love, perfection. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I feel like I'm going to cry already. We thank you for inviting us to speak into this space. And indeed, it is a most exquisite space. The facets of each of you here bring such luminance to this circle. Christine has asked about the nature of perfection and about speaking into human perception on what you see. We would tell you this first. Looking at your world through the interface of your body requires a degree of perception of separation. Only in your most illumined and elevated states of consciousness do you transcend this. Those times are relatively rare, which means that most of the time you are looking through a lens that is partial. We must say there is no way to truly see all that is through a partial lens, no matter how hard you look or from how many directions. The nature of perfection is thus. It is the fullness of life that everything is. The perfection exists on a dimensional plane that is only visible from the space, what you might call unity. There are many levels to this perfection. For us, we experience them as intricate designs and beauties. For you, you experience events and appearances and situations. We do not experience this. We experience the energetic architecture of the essence of the life. And in this way, there is no way that it can be anything but perfect because it is what it is. A tiny change in the energetic architecture of an event, situation, appearance, shifts timelines and experiences for eternity. This fascinates us, the mechanics of what you call creation. Imagine trains with switching tracks, but in intricate designs going in an infinite number of directions. And each little shift connects it to a new point of creation. And all of it is perfect. Perfect and perfection is not a value judgment, but an affirmation of life, of what is. We believe this is what Christine is doing when she asks you to put on your master glasses, to see from a different dimensional space. From where we are and the way we look at it, there is no such thing as imperfection. There is no way to not be, to have a lack of is. This is a truth that we know and love, that life always is. What you call life, we might see as the structure of creation. Beautiful webs of lines of color, dots and points of light that weave into creation. Very much like what you would refer to as sacred geometry, but infinitely more complex and intricate and varied, and always in motion and in flux, rather not fixed forms, but a dynamic creating of structure. This is what we call perfection, because it is. So I am led to ask if there's anything else that is a word for us, or any kind of illumination of what we've been speaking about or sharing this evening, this day together. They say, no, not at this time. I feel, I'll let them speak. We recognize that you have many human concerns, and that you have many ways that your human lives are articulating themselves, that you are curious about, and perhaps would even like to shift. Our particular specialty is to speak to the levels of creation, what you might think of as before that you perceive, or what is behind it. So this is what we speak to, and we leave it at that. Thank you. I think for many of us, it's very difficult to move outside of the perception of judgment, of evaluation, let's just call it that, and really move into that space that is so free from that. And yet, the master glasses or goggles or vision allows that, to see a space with compassion and with so much love, because it just becomes a wondrous view of creation. Yeah.